Look, take a good look at yourself in the mirror. No, not the I'm posing for an Instagram story look, but a real look. Do you see that? That's not a personality. That's a curated collection of trending algorithms held together by overpriced caffeine and desperation. Welcome to the United States of copy-paste, where being an individual just means you bought the same starter pack as the other 4 million people in your zip code. We live in a country that fought a whole revolution just to have the freedom to look, talk, and think exactly like a TikTok influencer from Calabasas. It's majestic, really. You think you're a maverick because you wear vintage flannels and listen to indie bands that have 3 billion streams? Congratulations, you're a carbon copy 4.0. The American dream used to be about owning a home and a white picket fence. Now it's about owning the same Stanley Cup as the girl who just cut you off in the Target parking lot. We've turned into a nation of mimes. Someone on a screen tells you that putting butter in your coffee is the secret to immortality, and suddenly half of America is greasing up their mugs like they're prepping a pan for brownies. We don't have hobbies anymore, we have aesthetic shifts. One week you're a rugged outdoorsman because you bought a North Face jacket to walk from your SUV to the grocery store, and the next you're a quiet luxury enthusiast because a billionaire on Twitter told you that wearing logos is for the peasants. You're not finding yourself, Karen. You're just downloading a new firmware update for your social circle. And don't get me started on the way we talk. We've outsourced our vocabulary to the internet. If I hear one more person use the word sus or bet in a corporate boardroom, I'm calling the police. We're all speaking in the same 5 memes, recycled endlessly until language itself loses all meaning. It's like we're all NPCs in a glitchy simulation where the developers forgot to write unique dialogue. You go to a brunch spot in Austin, Nashville, or Brooklyn, it doesn't matter, they all look like the same Pinterest board, and you'll hear the same 3 conversations about crypto, toxic vibes, and how much someone misses the old Netflix. We're obsessed with being authentic, yet we've never been more manufactured. We're like those slices of American cheese, individually wrapped, but exactly the same yellow plastic inside. It's a psychological buffet of imitation. We copy the way celebrities complain about being famous while we're busy filming ourselves crying for clout in our bedroom. We copy the grind set of tech bros who wake up at 4 a.m. to take ice baths, forgetting that they have a trust fund and we have a shift at Starbucks. We're so terrified of being the odd one out that we've made weird a brand, which, ironically, makes it not weird at all. If everyone is a rebel, then nobody is. We're just a herd of sheep in leather jackets bleating about our uniqueness while we follow the lead sheep off a cliff because it had a verified badge. Now, before you go and copy someone else's opinion about this video, why don't you do something actually original? Hit that subscribe button and join the only club that openly admits we're all slightly broken. It's the only way to ensure you don't miss your next dose of cold hard reality served with a side of snark. Go ahead, click it. It's the one trend that actually pays off. Back to the tragedy of your original life. Have you noticed how even our houses look the same now? It's called millennial gray. We've collectively decided that color is a sin and that our living rooms should look like the waiting area of a high-end dentist's office. We're terrified of personality because personality is risky. What if someone doesn't like my neon green wallpaper? Better stick to the neutral tones that say, I have no soul and I'm ready to resell this house at a 400% markup in 2 years. We've suburbanized our brains. We want the safety of the crowd. We want to know that if we post a photo of our avocado toast, we'll get the same hit of dopamine as the person who did it 5 minutes ago. We've even started copying political opinions like they're fashion trends. You don't even need to read the news anymore. Just check what your favorite D-list actor thinks and adopt that as your entire personality for the next 6 months. It's much easier than actually thinking. Thinking is hard. Thinking requires effort and might make people leave mean comments on your wall. Much better to just echo the sentiment of the day. We're a nation of parrots in designer sunglasses. We scream about freedom of speech only to use that speech to say exactly what everyone else is saying. It's a beautiful, symmetrical circle of stupidity. And the kids? Forget about it. They aren't even born with personalities anymore. They're born with content strategies. 10-year-olds are worried about their personal brand before they've even mastered long division. They're copying the choreographed dances of people who are copying the dances of other people who probably stole it from someone else in 2014. It's an infinite loop of recycled movements. We're losing the ability to just be. We're too busy performing. We're all actors in a movie that nobody's watching, playing roles that were written by an algorithm designed to sell us more stuff we don't need. The irony is, we live in the land of the free and the home of the brave, yet we're too scared to buy a pair of shoes that haven't been approved by a 19-year-old on an app. We've traded our rugged individualism for a standardized lifestyle. You're a copy of a copy of a copy. You're the human equivalent of a movie sequel that nobody asked for. Familiar, predictable, and slightly worse than the original. You think you're the main character, but you're actually just a background extra in someone else's vlog. So, what's the cure? There isn't one. You're already too far gone. You'll finish this video, feel a brief moment of self-awareness, and then immediately go check what the vibes are for the upcoming season so you can update your wardrobe. You'll buy the essential sneakers, use the essential slang, and keep living your essential life until you disappear into a sea of identical silhouettes. We're the most connected society in history, and all we've used that connection for is to make sure we never have to stand out. Congratulations, America! We finally did it. We achieved total equality by becoming exactly the same person. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go buy that specific brand of water that everyone says makes you feel like a cloud. I wouldn't want to be the only one left behind. Stay basic, my friends. It's much safer that way.